Hello everybody, hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. So I wanted to do a little video today because it's World Mental Health Day, which is just basically, in my opinion, a great opportunity for us to get the conversation going around mental health, because although it's a hot topic in today's society, I think too many of us talk about and regard mental health, those two words, as something that is only really discussed when there's a problem, when there's depression, when there's anxiety, when there's like a severe amount of stress. But in fact, mental health is something that we should be opening up about on a daily basis, because really, in order for us to thrive as human beings and be the absolute best versions of ourselves, we need to keep our mental health intact, just like we would with our physical health. And so, before I start, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Grace McGeehan. I'm a wellness practitioner, and I offer rapid transformational therapy, yoga, and Thai yoga massage to my clients. My whole business is really surrounded by helping people connect their mind with their bodies, because there is this undeniable connection between the mind and body. And I really believe that in order to get out of your heads, which is where most of us live every single day, we need to get into the bodies, we need to move, we need to feel. And as human beings, we have around 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. 60 to 80,000 thoughts a day. So it's imperative, really, that we take control of our minds. To also give you a little bit of background information on where this all started for me, my fascination with mental health and my passion for it, is really I suffered from as long as I can remember, really, from my teens, especially in my early 20s. I really lacked a sense of self-love for myself. I had huge insecurities. I had really self-destructive behaviors and thoughts, every single day feeding myself with negative thoughts, this feeling, a real lack of belief in myself, and it led to an unhealthy relationship with many things, particularly food, but also people, alcohol, money, and a real lack of clarity surrounding my purpose in life. But it's only recently, in the last sort of 6 to 8 months, that I had this like aha moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I don't feel good enough. I do not feel enough. And so I realised that it was because I didn't feel enough, that I had this empty void that I was trying to fill with other things, external things like food and money and alcohol, to just like numb this empty void that I felt quite strongly in my stomach. And then once I understood this, I was able to be like, right, I'm gonna believe that I am enough, and I'm gonna tell myself every single day I am enough. And I do. I have I am enough written in all my mirrors, in my bathroom, in my bedroom. I have I am enough on my screensaver, in my phone, on my background, on my computer. It's literally everywhere. I try and get like all my friends and family to do it as well. I just think it's amazing. I think we need to remind ourselves every single day that we're enough, because in my opinion, I think it's the root cause to most of our problems. But really, recently I've just trained as a rapid transformational therapist with Marissa Peer, and I learned some incredible, really quite simple things on this training that has helped me, not just personally, but professionally as well, of course. So I wanted to share these things with you today to really, once we understand these simple things that I'm going to share, it becomes quite easy to be able to control our mind. And so if you think about our mind like it's like a wild horse, right? And you've got to tame that wild horse, and you've got to look after it, and you've got to maintain it to keep it intact. And this is a daily practice, right? Okay, so I'll try and keep this nice and brief. So the first rule that I will share is that every single habit of action is run by a habit of thought. So every single habit or behavior that you have in your life that perhaps is unhealthy, like for example, biting your nails, drinking too much, eating too much, whatever it might be, it's run by a habit of thought. So in order to change that action, in order to change that behavior, we must change our thoughts. Simple, right? Second one is the mind will do absolutely anything you tell it to. So if, for example, we've got a job interview in the morning and we're telling our minds, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous, I'm so scared, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get the job, I'm not good enough, everyone else is going to be better than me, then, your mind will believe that. So it's like we've got to trick our mind into believing these positive, amazing, powerful things. And what is the point in saying to yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not going to get the job? What you may as well tell your mind, I'm gonna smash this. I'm gonna go in there with my head held high, and there's absolutely no doubt that I'm gonna get that job, right? So, again, simple. Third one is that the mind will only respond to the words and the pictures that you give it. So if the mind is only going to respond to the words and the pictures you give it, again, why not tell it amazing, powerful, specific things that are going to make you thrive in whatever it is that you've got to do? So also with this one, it's like, if the mind is only responding to the words and the pictures you give it, be really careful with the words and the pictures you're giving it. So, people make such passing comments like, oh, I could never do that, or oh no, I'm not good enough for that, or oh no, I can't cope, I'm so stressed, I'm so busy. It's like your mind will respond to that. So, rather than saying, this is something that Marissa speaks about in her training, which I think is incredible. Rather than turn that stress, turn that busyness into something really positive, and tell your mind those positive things like, I have a lot on, but I am going to deal with this. What does Marissa say? She says, I have unbelievable coping mechanisms to deal with this. And so then your mind will start to respond to that, and you will start to cope with that level of stress and that level of busyness much better. And the final rule of the mind that I will share with you is that the mind will take you towards pleasure and away from pain. All right? So it's like going to the gym versus eating that piece of chocolate cake. The mind, if it's familiar to you to eat that chocolate cake rather than going to the gym, you've got to make that familiarity, which for you right now is pleasure, you've got to make that familiarity unfamiliar, which for you right now is pain, right? So it's like you've got to make what's unfamiliar, going to the gym rather than eating that chocolate cake, familiar to you. And you've got to make what is familiar to you, eating the chocolate cake rather than going to the gym, unfamiliar to you. So eventually the mind will take you towards the pleasure and away from the pain to best serve you. All right? So, some really simple rules of the mind that I think once we understand this, it's a great tool, it's a great mechanism to be able to tame the horse, and just keep our minds intact on a daily basis. And, be open about your mental health. Talk about it with your friends. Talk about it with your family. It's not a taboo. It is something that we're all talking about in today's society, and it's amazing. It's a great thing. So yes, If you have any questions at all, then feel free to message me, email me, go onto my website, subscribe to my mailing list where I will share fortnightly blog posts, yoga classes, audio meditations, great things on there. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing your 10 minutes of your Thursday with me. Smile lots today and have a wonderful Thursday. Thank you very much.